But guys, I said that I'm back and I'm back and I mean it. And I'm back with a vengeance. I will be giving you guys what you need. It's your girl Curly Jamaican here with yet another video for you. And yes, I'm on a roll because guess what? This is a second video in a matter of what, 2-3 weeks? So to all my veterans, the OTH Nation, I know it's crazy to make that a trendy thing or try to make it a trendy thing, but yes, you guys are the OTH Nation. I'm here and I'm gonna be doing my thing this year for the remainder of this year, and starting next year, I'm gonna be doing my thing for you guys. By the way, happy belated birthday to the Marines, to the Marine Corps, Semper Fi, and happy Veterans Day. That was yesterday, so I'm a little bit late, but I just wanted to go ahead and say that, guys, because you know, you are my people. And I wanted to say this, like for real, I wanted to say this. There is this thing where people come in my comment section and they say stuff like, oh, to hear someone that never served in the military or someone that knows nothing about the military talk about the military is like nails on chalkboard. Excuse me, let me tell you something, okay? I may not have served in the military, but I feel personally invested in this OTH awareness agenda, if you want to call it that. I feel personally invested because I secondhand experienced the effects of a veteran being discharged with an OTH discharge, okay? I experienced it secondhand. So no, I never served in the military, but yes, I have taken it upon myself to talk about these issues because I personally don't feel as if it's discussed enough. And I don't care how many channels are out there at this time, it's not enough. We don't have enough people talking about, especially veterans with OTH. So yes, I have accepted that responsibility. I have accepted the baton and I am running with it, all right? So guys, I was actually planning on doing a video about how to not get an OTH discharge. And I'm not talking about the administrative process stage of it. I'm talking about when you're not even thinking about getting an OTH because that's not on your, you know, that's not on your mind. You're not thinking about this. You know, you're doing your thing in the military. You're trying to be an overachiever, get your money and just, you know, go through and do what you're supposed to do and get out, right? And acquiring an OTH discharge is not even close to being on your mind. Well, that is the moment that I want you guys, that is the time that I actually want to give advice for, because that is the time when you can do a lot to actually prevent from getting to the administrative process stage. And so I was planning on doing a video about how to avoid getting an OTH discharge when I was doing my research, and lo and behold, something very interesting popped up. So no, I'm not doing this video based on that. I'm doing this video based on something a lot more insidious, a lot more disturbing. Okay, now before I even get into it, guys, and yes, I'm building the suspense. Before I even get into it, let me just say this. I don't like to use the race card. I don't like to use it because I am one of those people that feel as if when you overuse the race card, then when it's appropriate to use the race card, it doesn't have that potency. It doesn't hold that potency because prior to that, you've been overusing the race card. So I try to stay away from the racism card, you know, from using it. I try to stay away from that a lot. It's like crying wolf, and when the real wolf is there, nobody believes you, right? So I really don't want to ever pull the racism card unless it's valid. Well, especially dealing with you know, especially with this aspect of my YouTube channel. With the military discharge, I don't want to make it one-sided or unfair. When I come on here and I talk about OT discharge, I am advocating for Blacks, whites, Hispanics, Asians, everybody, Jamaicans. I'm advocating for everybody. I do not discriminate. If you are feeling the effects of being discharged with an OTH discharge, I'm your person. I'm gonna talk about it, right? And your race means nothing to me. Okay? However, today we're gonna pull the racism card because what a lot of people have been saying and suspected for years, a study has finally proven it in the year 2022. Not even before that, no time before that, in the year 2022. Oh my goodness. Guys, my printer nearly gave me a heart attack. I need a new printer. I need a new laptop. And guys, I will say this, okay? It has to be said. I do these videos because I am passionate about it. I am passionate about, you know, speaking up for people with OTH discharges, believe it or not. At this moment, I am at 183 subscribers, and I am so grateful. And the fact that I keep getting subscribers, oh my goodness, guys, thank you all for the support. And I know I come on here and I sound overly excited for that. And, you know, people are really on here with like millions of subscribers. And I'm like, you know, overly excited for my 183. It's not easy getting subscribers. It's hard. And based on the topic that I have chosen to use as my content, it's even harder because normal people don't really go about their lives thinking about veterans with OTH discharge. You know, this is really catered to veterans with OTH discharge. So I am so grateful, as slow growing as my channel is, for the 183 subscribers. And I am, you know, I'm so happy. I'm so happy about where we've come in our journey. But guys, I have to tell you, the journey is so slow to me monetizing my channel. It is so slow. I don't foresee myself making money doing this anytime soon. Am I doing this to make money? Not really. I'll do it whether or not I make money. Do I want to make money? Yes, guys. I want to make money. I want to make money so I can do things like buy a new printer, so I can print out my information that I'm going to read to you guys. Guys, I had to print this like 5 times because my printer kept printing like halfway and stopping. So paper and ink just wasted before I could actually get my information here that I'm going to read to you, right? Then on top of that, guys, my laptop is not the best of, you know, brands. I'm using a Lenovo, if that's how it's pronounced, and printer is going off again. And yeah, that my Lenovo cost me like about $500, and I'll tell you the story behind that, guys. My Lenovo cost me $500. It was like an emergency purchase because I had a gorgeous touchscreen HP laptop, widescreen and everything, very sexy laptop. And it lasted me a good year or two, if I'm not mistaken, maybe a year and a half before the thing just went kaput, the screen blank. And when I try to turn it on, it's just blue and error messages. So, and that was my wonderful piece of gadget, you know? So when that went, and then, you know, I actually work virtually. So I needed to buy something immediately. So I went ahead and bought my Lenovo laptop. It's doing the job, but it's not doing the job as well as I needed. So yes, making some money would make these issues a lot easier to overcome. And that's why, guys, if you want to support me monetarily, I am going to put my PayPal information in the description. I'm also going to put my Cash App information in the description. And guys, if you want to donate to my channel so I can actually improve my content, improve my very horrible resolution videos, go ahead and hit up my Cash App, hit up my PayPal. I wanted to kind of just wait until, you know, my channel was ready to be monetized, so I didn't have to kind of make this public service announcement, you know. But guys, let's be real. I'm at 183 subscribers, which I'm grateful for, and I don't get that much watch time. So to kind of speed up the process, yeah, if you want to go ahead and support me, hit up my PayPal, hit up my Cash App, okay? And guys, when you do, and if you do, you know, if I don't mention it in my next video, nothing happened. I will tell you, nothing happened. But if you donate and support my channel, I am going to mention a couple of you guys. Your name is going to go right here as, you know, someone that donated to my channel, to the improvement of my channel. And I will let you know what I did with the money. If I bought a new printer, if I bought a new laptop, if I bought a new camera, you know, whatever I did with the money, you'll know. So that's my public service announcement. Back to the topic. Guys, I know you can't wait to hear this. And the thing is, the information just came out like on Veterans Day, Veterans Memorial Day. And it's kind of like a lot of news platforms, they are kind of recycling the information. So trust me, if you go on MSN, Yahoo News, wherever, Washington Post, it's recycled information. It's all going to sound very similar. But guys, yes, a study came out confirming that there is systemic racism that is leading towards Black veterans getting less or lower benefits, and Black veterans being more likely to receive an OTH discharge. Guys, when people come in my comment section and they say things like, they undermine what we're doing here, and they say things like, and I'm not trying to create an enemy, because, you know, you're free to say what you want. I'm a firm believer of freedom of speech. Okay, you're free to leave a negative comments, but when they do, and they say things like, oh, you're out here sending the wrong message, you know, that if you receive an OTH, you don't deserve it, or it's unfair, or, you know, and you're enabling bad behavior. You know, these are things that people have said previously. I just want to say that you are saying these things under the naive belief that everything in our society is meritocratic. Everything is done based on morals, wrong or right, checks and balances. And you are either deliberately or naively ignoring that crap happens under the surface. And a lot of people get caught up in the crap. And maybe I should have used the word crap. You are assuming that everything runs on integrity. Everything runs on integrity. And you think you sound very intelligent and above, you know, the rest of us lowly people here when you say things like that. But the fact that you think that every system, every department, every administration, whatever, runs completely on integrity shows that you are naive, okay? So when you have people that are experiencing the issues firsthand with these departments, with these systems, and they're saying, hey, no, this person really picked on me. They were racist. They were homophobes. They were this, they were that. And that's why I ended up with an OTH discharge. It's not imaginary, okay? And unfortunately, we need something of authority to come out and confirm that it's not imaginary, right? Before we actually say, oh, so this is why some people actually get the OTH discharge. It's not, based on fair practices. Hello, wake up. And this is why we do this here. This is why we do this here. This is why we push forward, okay? And I'm very proud to say that I'm happy I'm on this team. I am happy to be on this team. I'm telling you, I am so happy to be on this team. Yeah, my printer is going off again, guys. It's not working. I need to replace it. And I am. Even if I don't get donations, I still have to figure out a way to replace it. I will, but don't worry about that. Yeah, but back to what I was saying, I'm happy to be on this team. And guys, my most viewed video is almost 8,000. My second most viewed video is almost 3,000. We are reaching people. They need this. You understand? And I'm not putting my channel out there as if it's the saving grace. Guys, please do not think that's what I'm doing. It's not. I've actually seen more well put together channels talking about OTH discharge. I've seen people of expertise, discussing it, more eloquently, more in depth than I do. So, I'm happy that that information is out there. But when I tell you, like I said, I don't think that this topic is discussed enough, and I feel like a personal conviction to do my part to add to the discussion. Yes, absolutely. And I'm sorry for deviating, but I guess I'm feeling a little energized by the fact that something concrete has come out to prove that not all OTH discharge is fair. Not all of it is fair. And that is why we have to fight. And that's why we have to get our attorneys if we can afford it, or do our research, and push back. Because you may have actually received an OTH discharge unfairly. And you cannot just accept it. You can't accept it. You have to do something about it. Okay? Now, let's get to the reading. Researchers at the Connecticut Veterans Legal Center discovered that other than honorable discharges are around 1.5 times more common for African Americans than for white service members. The nation typically spends Veterans Day honoring soldiers for their service. But a study released this holiday sheds light on the reality that Black veterans receive fewer benefits than their white counterparts because of racism. According to the Washington Post, the Connecticut Veterans Legal Center's discretionary injustice study looked at more than 1 million military releases. It found that Black veterans are much more likely to carry the stigma of less than honorable discharge. The whole OTH discharge process needs to be revamped. But we also need to talk about the truth of how it disproportionately affects Black people. Okay? We also need to highlight that. You think this is bad? It gets worse. According to the report, people who receive less than honorable discharges can be denied access to assistance programs in areas such as housing, education, career training, and healthcare. The Department of Veterans Affairs acknowledges the racial bias and promises to address the issue. This is the part that's really, really sad. This is the part, and then when you hear things like, oh, Black people always complain that they can't get ahead, all they have to do is dig deep and work hard. Okay, listen to this. The study follows a report that the Brandeis Institute for Economic and Racial Equity released in March. The Brandeis report asserts that the GI Bill, usually praised for giving significant financial support to those who served in World War II, really contributed to the racial wealth gap and had a detrimental effect on African Americans. Guys, that's huge. That is huge. That is a bold statement to make. It contributed to the gap between whites and blacks. Why whites are, it's easier for whites to get ahead than black people, who both of them served together in the war, many of whom died together in the war. And they come back out and they are, and one race is rewarded more than the other. And we see one racial group taking off, thriving, while the other racial group is significantly behind in an area where we could have actually helped to close that gap. While the GI Bill does not refer to race, the Brandis report claims officials implemented it through local discriminatory policies. As a result, veterans of African American descent received only 40% of the benefits of veterans of white ancestry. The report said Black veterans had an average net worth of $45,650, while their white counterparts average was $147,500. Are you kidding me? Some Democratic lawmakers are trying to fix that. Their legislation, the Sergeant Isaac Woodard Jr. and Sergeant Joseph H. Maddox's GI Bill Restoration Act, would extend certain benefits to African American vets and their families if they can prove racism affected their benefits. How are we going to prove it? It's in our head. It's all in our head. Okay, you just stated a fact, okay, that happens. Now it's on us to prove it. How are we gonna prove it? You know, the reparations is something that's hard to distribute, is because it's hard to prove at this stage whose ancestors were slaves and whose ancestors were slave owners, and to accurately hold whomever accountable. That will always be a problem. Proving racism, proving racial issues, it's going to always be, that is a difficult task. That is a difficult task. Now you're asking people to go back and prove that, oh, this person that I knew was racist. He didn't really, you know, it was very covert. It wasn't overt, but in the end, we know that he picked on me because, you know, he didn't like me because I was Black, and he was harder on me. And even though it went down legally on paper that I did mess up in this area and this and that area, if my white counterpart would not have, you know, been subjected to the same level of scrutiny, and essentially I'm getting kicked out for what my white counterpart wouldn't. And that's actually the racism. But how do I prove that? You know, it's serious. It's serious. It's bad. I think it's bad. I don't know about you. Am I being dramatic? Am I overreacting? It's bad. It's like, oh my gosh, you're giving validation to what a lot of people already knew. Hayes says that the department is trying to address the problem by reevaluating its policies on veterans wrongly given other than honorable discharges, seeking to eliminate institutional racism in the claims process, and contacting veterans with other than honorable discharge to inform them about VA benefits and healthcare options. Have I not been saying that the entire system needs to be revamped? And yes, we want it revamped for everybody. Blacks, whites, whomever. We want it revamped for everybody. But look, guys, now we have even more of a reason to revamp the system, to revamp the process. Do you guys know about the blue ticket? Do you know what the blue ticket is? During World War II, to cut costs and save time, the military began issuing blue discharge or blue tickets named after the paper they were printed on. These were given to soldiers who had undesirable habits and traits of character. A broad definition used against women, African Americans, and LGBTQ servicemen. Guys, racism has been in the process forever. And yes, this addresses also the gender discrimination and the issues also that LGBTQ service members also faced. And I'm not ignoring that. Okay, this highlights that too. But because we're talking about racism, I want y'all to really pay attention to the fact that people with undesirable habits and traits of character, the blue ticket was this, with this definition, was how they got Black African Americans out of the military without benefits. So it's really no surprise that the study shows that the process has systemic racism. The process involves discriminatory practices. There is systemic racism embedded in this system. I'm not going to read it, in a flat tone or, okay, we knew this and whatever. No, I'm reading this, or I'm talking about this with the true emotion. I'm talking about this with the true emotions that it deserves. This is ridiculous. And it proves just how flawed the OTH discharge process is. Granted, it's more flawed when it comes to African Americans, but it's flawed overall. And this needs a call to action for a committee to get together and really change this. Change it to where when someone does get an OTH discharge, it is deserved. It isn't something that is used as a weapon or something that makes unfair practices easier to be carried out, covered and hidden under this particular label. The blue tickets, you will see that it goes more in depth when it comes to the LGBTQ plus community, because the bullying was more focused on them. They had stuff like abusive interrogations about personal relationships, solitary confinement in hospitals, and queer stockades, stuff like that. So it goes more in depth as to people or service members from the LGBTQ community. But the fact is, it did affect minority groups, right? And that is systemic. So I wanted to talk about this. I wanted to spread the awareness about it. Leave your comments, tell me what you think, share my video, help support the cause. Go ahead and donate to my PayPal and my Cash App. That information I will include. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope it was useful, and I hope that it was informative, and I hope that it actually allows people that didn't, the naive people and the people that didn't believe that sometimes the OTH discharges are undeserved. I hope it enlightens you guys, and I hope that you'll be less judgmental, and you'll understand that, you'll understand the reason and the purpose of my videos. So thank you guys again for watching. Have a fabulous day and stay tuned for the next video. Bye.
Yeah.